welcome back to the video series of the object oriented programming with the Java. Our today's topic for this particular video, that is the inner class. I am your instructor Mr. Ankit Patel. So let's start with the inner class. So first of all, what are the different types of inner class available in the Java? The first one, that is the static inner class, non-static inner class and the anonymous inner class. So these are the three types of the inner class. So that all these three types I will explain you with the live programming. So without wasting so much time, let's start the programming. So now in this session I will show you the example of the inner class, or you can say the nested class. That a class contain another class is nothing but a nested class. So here there are three types of nested classes called. The class that is a static inner class or non-static inner class, and the next one that is an anonymous class. So I will show you all these three with the programming. So let's start the programming. So I just creating the class test. I am just creating name of the class that is outer. In outer I am creating just variable b is equals to 10. Another I am creating the class, but that class I am just creating as a static class, that is a static inner. Okay, so I have created a two class, first one that is outer class and another one that is inner class, and here the inner, that is our nested class. Now inner class I am just creating the variable a is equals to 20, and I am creating one method void inner method. In that particular method I am just passing a simple message system.out.println, and just writing the message inner class method. Okay, so here what happened, I am just creating an inner class. I am just closing this inner class. So inner class that contain one variable as well as one method, that is inner method. Inner method I am printing just message inner class method is there. Now I am just closing this again outer class also. Now I am creating a main class demo, then public static void main, string args. Now what we can do here, I am just creating the object of the inner class. So I just want to access the data of the inner class. So what is the procedure to access the data of the inner class? So we need to create an object, and here the inner class is a static inner class. So how to create the object? So first of all we need to create a outer. We need to just write down outer dot inner. So that is our accessibility. Outer dot inner, we are creating the object like obj is equal to new outer dot inner. So this is how we can create the object of the inner class. Here make sure here the inner class is a static class. That's why we can access using the outer dot inner. Okay, that's why we can create a memory like this outer dot inner. But if it is not non-static class, that I will show you. Now let's start just calling the method that is a obj dot inner demo, inner method. And if you want to print the value of a, I am just copy paste this line, and I am just printing the variable a, value of a, like obj dot a. Let's run this code so you can understand. Java C demo.java, Java demo, that is an inner class method and a 20. So you can create a nested class with the use of this type of data. This is an example of the static inner class. Now if the class is non static, now suppose, now can we access the data of outer class using the inner class object? No. Now here I have created a b variable that is of the outer. Now suppose if you want to just call like this, obj.b is equals to 30, then compiler will generate an error. You can see error because cannot find symbol b is an inner class object. So hope you understand, you cannot access the data of outer class using the inner class object, right? So here this is a syntax for the creating the object of the static inner class. Now if it is non-static, then what happens? So I will show you the example. Now I am just deleting in static inner. The code is same, you can see this. The code is same, I want to access it, but this is not a proper way to create the object, because here the class is not a static, so you cannot create a memory like outer dot inner. You cannot access with this data. How to create? Let's I will show you. Just first of all you need to create outer object, outer obj is equals to new outer. So what we have created? We have created object of the outer class first of all. After that, if you want to create the object of inner class, then just write down outer dot inner obj. I am just writing obj1 is equals to new dot, just write down new dot, sorry, we need to just write down obj dot new inner. So we need to just write down over here obj1 and obj1. You can see here the output is like this, inner class method, and here this is a non-static. So you can, I will explain you again. First of all, what we have created? We have created the output object of the outer class. After that, we have created the outer dot inner. That is where our class is there. We created. Now for the memory location, for the how to access, how the memory is allocated, for that we need to obj.new. Obj is the outer class, because this is a non-static class. That's why this is called using the object. I have already tell you, if you want to access the data of the class, then you need to create the object of the class. But for the static case, if the class is static, if the variable is static, if the method is static, no need to create an object. It can be automatically accessed using the class name. But here obj.new is equals to dot new space inner. I have written because this is a non-static class. So hope you understand the example of the non-static class. So the first one, that is a static inner class, and this one is a non-static inner class. Now I am removing this line, this code again. This line. So this is now next example, that is the anonymous inner class. Now anonymous inner class means what? We are creating the class without a name. Like in the last two examples, static inner class and non-static inner class, we have created a class inner, we have created a static class inner. So we have created we have used this keyword class. But what happened? So here I am using the interface. We all know about the interface, that is a collection of all this static method. All the method in the interface are the static. So I am just creating the interface car, and I am creating one void method 1. So in this case, this automatically the method is abstract method. So whichever class is extending it, that we need have to override this method, void method 1. So now I am just creating the object of car C1 is equals to new car. But in this case I am not putting this semicolon. I am continue it, and I am just exploring this method, void method 1, and I am just write it down one message, system.out.println, that is the anonymous class method. So I am just explore this particular method. Now I am closing this method and I am putting semicolon over here. So this is called as an anonymous class. Here the car is not this car. You can understand it. Here the car is not this car. This is not an interface. This is act as a subclass of this interface. Whenever you are writing like this, so this is called as an anonymous inner class. So car C1 is equals to new car. In that particular case, I am exploring this method, writing one message. Now, if you want to print this method, you can call it using the C1 method 1. So this is the example. Now, if you run this code again, you can check it out. What it will generate one error, that is assign a weaker access privilege. Okay, we need to just write down the public here because all the default method is public. So we cannot write like default access specifier. So the method we need to write down the public here. So now again we compile it and run it. So you can see the anonymous class method. So the advantage of the anonymous class, we have not created any type of class. Without class we are accessing this data. So this is the advantage of the anonymous class. This is an example of the anonymous class. Even you can also create a class also. Here suppose if you are written interface, I am just creating an abstract class car, but in abstract class not all methods are abstract. Default we need to write down just keyword, we need to use a keyword abstract. So this is the example of the normal method, like normal example of abstract void method 1. So again you can save it. So in anonymous class you can also create an anonymous nested interface also, nested anonymous class for the abstract class also, or normal class also. Now again if you run abstract spelling mistake. Abstract car C1. Okay, so here the car C1 is equals to new car public void method 1 I have created and I am calling this method. You can also create a normal class also. Now if you run and compile it again, you can see the same methods that we have done, anonymous class method. So I have created abstract class here. Last example is for the interface also. Now suppose if you can also create a normal class also, but normal class you cannot create this concept, understand this concept properly, because normal class if you are think about okay, this is a normal class, and if you run and compile it again, so again this will print a normal message, declare abstract class. Okay, so you need to override this method because normal class cannot contain an abstract method. And if you run this code, so this will print. But so I have not just first of all I will show you interface because you know about the interface. It is a collection of abstract method and you need to just implement that class and then you need to override that particular method. But in our case I have not override this method. I have not written a statement like class car implements this car or implement the interface. So that's why you can directly call it like this in an inner class. So that's why the anonymous example is the most suitable in a interface and abstract class. So hope you understand all this concept that I have explained, like if you are talking about the static inner class, non-static inner class as well as a anonymous class. So this is the end of our programming session. So thank you very much. If you have any doubt, you can feel free to ask me. Thank you very much.